Jensen, what's the big deal? Tigers get a 3-0 win last night that shut out the Guardians. We get shutouts all the time, but this was not your garden variety shutout, was it, my man?
No, first time since 2014, a shutout with no strikeouts by that winning team. And it wasn't just a complete game, Cater Montero. No, it was a handful of those Tiger relievers that were able to stymie the Cleveland Guardians. But the weird part, and you just kind of have to take a double take in looking at where this game transpired and how the game is played in today's day and age, to have no strikeouts by any pitcher. You have three pitchers, Cater Montero, Tyler Holton, Kenley Jansen. Just surreal. Only one walk in the game by Tiger pitching, 4 hits allowed between those three arms, and 117 pitches total between those three hurlers. But a 3-0 win, a series win, and now the Tigers creep ever so close to the Chicago White Sox, where they will do battle tonight, beginning a 3-game set. All kinds of implications. Tigers begin play tonight, Dave, occupying the final wild card spot in the American League. This has been a team that has absolutely surged here, even without Tarek Skubal. It feels like it has been a weight lifted off their shoulders, distractions of questions left, right, and center every single day for a month. So it feels like they're playing pretty free and easy, and they're a win away from getting back to 500. A surreal turnaround for this club, who was double digits out in the American League Central just a couple of months ago.
I really can't believe it. And again, I don't know why I'm surprised, because we saw it last year in this very division. You talked about it all summer long, that, hey, it always seems to come down to the last week in this division for whatever reason. You get a big series today in the Motor City here against the White Sox. They're not Tom Petty free-falling at this juncture, but they are. It seems like they're taking on a little bit of water here on that boat on the south side. Danger signs here, Jensen? Or, man, they've just played above what we all thought they'd play, and maybe they're coming back to a level maybe closer to the real expectation instead of the kind of the gaudy expectations we had there for quite some time.
Well, Davis Martin getting run yesterday was not helpful, especially to their bullpen. And again, if you want to say it was soft, it was airmail and Sal Stewart, I can understand both sides of the argument here. If we're looking at the White Sox just from a pitching standpoint, because that's usually where I like to start the handicap, since August 1st, Dave, 4-7 record-wise, but 4.57 team ERA. That's 21st in Major League Baseball. Your issue, you're going up against the number one pitching staff in all of baseball, and the Detroit Tigers with a 2.20 ERA in that same time span. Hitting-wise, as this team goes, as far as runs scored, Chicago has actually been okay. They're 12th in runs scored with 52. Problem is Detroit is 4th in big league baseball in that same time period with 66 runs scored. So a pivotal series beginning tonight on the south side. I also would look at a couple of unders here, Dave, just eyeballing a few right now and looking at some of the starting pitching matchups today. Speaking of the Reds, they brought it out. I mean, they were up big in this game, and then the White Sox found a way to come back against their bullpen. They end up holding on to win 9-8. They're back home at Great American Ballpark tonight, and absolutely love this pitching matchup. Sandy Alcantara, Chase Burns, two of the best arms going right now. So this feels like a pretty easy under 8.5. I found it on Novig at minus $1.35. Dave, I'm already seeing 7.5s for this one. So go shop around. And if you can find, I think I'm still okay with an 8. And there are some 8s that are still available. But I found an 8.5 at minus $1.35 on Novig. Again, if prediction markets are better pricing and better numbers for you, absolutely go find it. As Joe Pitas told us yesterday, it's just like finding a new store with a discount price for the same item. So that is my first play in pocket tonight. And a great pitching matchup. Alcantara and Burns from the stadium down there in Cincinnati, under 8.5, minus $1.35.
We know about Chase Burns. We've talked a lot about him this year, kind of fringe, maybe, wild card Cy Young. And I don't think he's going to get there, but still a really good year for the youngster here. He's kind of the new ace. And Hunter Green, by the way, going back on the IL there. And he's going to be out for quite some time. Hopefully we see him next year after his surgery again. I want to ask you about Sandy, because I felt like the vibe was that maybe they'd move him at the deadline. They didn't do that. I've been pleasantly surprised. Not that he's all the way back to being Sandy, but Jensen, what are you seeing with him? Is he getting closer and closer to that dominant Alcantara that we saw just a couple years ago?
Really hasn't left. I mean, he's been really consistent all year. If we kind of look at his recent game logs and go through, it is 3 straight starts where he hasn't allowed a run, and he's pitched at least 6 innings. How about 20 total innings, 11 hits, 18 strikeouts, only 4 walks? It has been really dominant. Batting average of balls in play is at 204, just a tick above the Mendoza line. And the Marlins have won 3 consecutive starts here. 1-0, 2-0, 7-0. So they've been lower scoring games. Love the under here. Again, just kind of, embellishing our point there. And even with Chase Burns, anxious to see what they do with the Reds. Looking at where the wild card race is right now, I just wanted to bring it up and see what the exact number is that Cincinnati will be starting with today. I'll find it here in a moment. But as far as Chase Burns goes, looking at him the last handful of times out, obviously a fair amount of strikeouts here. So the Nationals, okay, I'm going to kind of throw that one out. But the interesting part here is defense has, in the 3 previous outings before the Nationals start, a 1.13 ERA, Dave, 19 strikeouts in 16 innings, just the 2 earned runs allowed, a field independent pitching of 2.83. So, all kinds of signs pointing to an under tonight. Absolutely love this total, and I think we get runs at a premium there at Great American Ballpark.
What about north of the border? We mentioned this coming up, that it's not an easy part of the schedule for the Blue Jays. It hasn't been easy. They've navigated it pretty darn well. They're going to get bookend series here with the Yankees sandwiched in with with Tampa Bay Rays. So it's going to be Yanks, Tampa, Yanks. If the Blue Jays want to survive this gauntlet, you're going to have to beat the Garrett Coles of the world a couple times potentially. Shane Bieber gets the first crack at it today north of the border. That total of 8, Jensen, is that where you're looking to attack?
Yeah, I do. Again, another under here. And again, you're attacking 2 offenses that have left a lot to be desired here. Yankees have been stymied the last week or so. Blue Jays in that same boat. So the under 8 at minus $1.14. I'm seeing Circa has it at $1.10. So shop around for your best price here. Listen, if the Blue Jays are going to stay in this wild card hunt, Shane Bieber, to use a Clint Kubiak term, needs to continue ascending. And that means limiting balls going out of the ballpark. Gave up 2 home runs in Philadelphia in his last start en route to allowing 5 earned runs. And so he's had a couple of crooked numbers here as of late. Did not get out of the first inning in that start to end July against the Nationals. So the National League East has provided some resistance against him, but he's traditionally been good when he's gone up against the Yankees. So again, do like it. Garrett Cole, goes without saying, Dave, what he's been able to do off the injury list has been such a boost to this Yankee rotation. You look at his last 3 starts, this has been vintage Garrett Cole. $1.45 ERA, 21 strikeouts, and 18 2/3, a field independent pitching of 163. Yeah, under 8 is going to be the play, Dave. Minus $1.14, but shop around. There are some better prices in some other jurisdictions.
Very quickly, going to stay with that theme here. Going to Cleveland, and we know the bats have been challenged here. Padres coming in town. Jensen, we look into another under here for Guards ball.
Yeah, Guards ball has been really no resistance offensively. It has been really hard to watch, to say the least. Now, not to say that the Padres are just absolutely tearing the cover off the ball, but they're definitely doing enough to get wins. Here's your problem. Another ace on ace tonight. Michael King for the Padres, Gavin Williams for the Cleveland Guardians. Dave, if you have ever wanted to ladder strikeout props, the last 5 times out, you would be swimming in cash, or at least 5 of the last 6, you'd be swimming in cash. Can I interest you in his last 6 starts? Gavin Williams, 62 strikeouts in 38 1/3. He's averaging 10.3 strikeouts in his last 6 starts. I would say that is going to probably be a spot you could attack, but this Padre offense, I tell you, they are red hot as far as that team goes, but I like the low-scoring game tonight. Let's play the under 7.5, minus $1.17.
Got a couple bullets to fire there. One of those, the big one is Miami to make the postseason. If not, I've got San Diego. So we're positioned well here for one of those two teams to possibly get in. I don't think I can get greedy in both of those guys getting in. When we come back, let's talk about preseason slates and the game tonight that we've got on the docket. That's next right here at VSiN by the Books.